Hello everyone, welcome to Puppetize Live 2018. During this lightning talk, I will be demonstrating how to quickly secure WinRM session over HTTPS in a Microsoft Active Directory environment. Let's get started. Here are the 3 Windows nodes used in this demo. To begin a Puppet Discovery installation, you will first need a license. Download this license to your Puppet Discovery server for later use. One of the first requirements for running Puppet Discovery on Windows is to install Docker. Once Docker is downloaded, right-click the installer and run as administrator. Allow some time for Docker to complete its installation. Once the installation succeeds, click the Close and Log Out button. You should be presented with the following screen. Select OK to allow Docker to enable the features required. The Windows host may reboot 1 or more times before Docker is completely ready. Once Docker is running, let's go ahead and download and install Puppet Discovery for Windows. You can download your copy at the URL here. As you can see, I have created a directory named PD and saved both the Puppet license and the Puppet Discovery installer in this directory. Once you are ready to perform the installation, open a command prompt as administrator, run command below. Once the Puppet Discovery installation is underway, it will request the path to your license file. Prompt the browser, where you need to press Y to accept the agreement. You will be prompted to create your password. Go ahead and input your password and document it. The install will continue and request that you provide access to the volume for Docker. Go ahead and click Share It. Docker will launch a credentials window for the account which has access to the file system. Docker will then request access to the various networks within Windows. This rule could be changed later in Windows Advanced Firewall settings if desired. Installation should now proceed and complete, allowing access to the Puppet Discovery web frontend. Puppet Discovery 1.4 setup has changed since 1.2, as it requires the user to add sources before continuing. Clicking the Add Sources button from the previous slide, PD advances you to the next screen to add those sources. The option to choose to discover Windows hosts via the WinRM protocol is the IP addresses option. Once IP addresses are chosen, you have the opportunity to specify an IP address range, CIDR, or a CSV file. For the purposes of this demonstration, I entered in my lab subnet and proceeded by clicking the Discover button. Once you have added all your sources, click the Continue button. You will have the opportunity later to add more if needed. Puppet Discovery then continues by requesting you to add your host credentials. Click Add Credentials. Puppet Discovery then offers 3 options for entering credentials: SSH private key, SSH credential, and WinRM credential. I will be selecting WinRM credentials to discover Windows hosts. During this step, you can enter in the domain credentials that Puppet Discovery will use for discovering data on hosts, as well as running tasks on hosts. I will not be enabling HTTP failback. Once your credentials have been added, proceed to view the dashboard. As noted earlier, all previous steps are required in order to gain access to the front end. You'll also notice that there are 3 hosts discovered, but little is known about them because the WinRM credentials have not yet been implemented. I have not performed any of the following steps required to secure WinRM over HTTPS. Let's perform those steps now. Create a domain account that matches the WinRM credential you entered into Puppet Discovery. Once your domain account has been created, we need to set up Active Directory Certificate Services Auto Server Signing. To set this up, open up the Certificate Authority snap-in, right-click on Certificate Templates, and click Manage. When clicking Manage, it opens up the Certificate Templates console. Right-click on the Web Server template and choose Duplicate Template. Within the properties of the template you have just duplicated, click on the General tab. Enter the template display name as well as the template name itself. Choose how long you want the validity period of the certificate to last. I have chosen 20 years. You should offer careful consideration for what's right in your organization. Click the Subject Name tab. Click the Radio button, build from this Active Directory information, choosing Common Name from the Subject Name Format dropdown, and ticking the DNS name box. Click on the Security tab. Here we can assign rights to groups or users who will have the permissions to request code signing certificates. For the auto-enrollment of servers, click on Domain Computers, or you can create another security group. Either way, we need to enable Read, Enroll, and auto-enrollment. When finished, click Apply and OK. Your new certificate template will be shown in the Certificate Templates console. In order to make your new certificate template available for use in the Certificate Authority, right-click Certificate Templates, click New, and then click Certificate Template to Issue. We're going to select the template we just created and click the OK button. We now see our certificate template available within the Certification Authority. In order to auto-enroll servers on the domain, we need to create a GPO and bind it to an OU or security object. Let's open Group Policy Management, right-click on Group Policy Object, and select New. We can give our policy a name. Once complete, click OK, which will now appear in the Group Policy Objects of Group Policy Management. We can right-click on our new policy and click Edit. When editing the GPO for our certificate enrollment, we need to expand Computer Configuration, Policies, Windows Settings, Security Settings, public key policies, and right-clicking on Certificate Services Client auto-enrollment and choosing properties. When configuring the Certificate Services Client auto-enrollment properties, in the Configuration Model dropdown, we need to choose Enabled. Check the box, Renew and Update, click Apply, and OK. Now that our auto-enrollment policy is completed, we need to create 2 additional GPOs and WinRM HTTPS configurations. The first GPO that I'll be creating, and it deals with the HTTP configuration alone. In Group Policy Management, right-click Group Policy Objects and select New. Here we provide a name for the new object and click the OK button to save. Once saved, right-click on the new object and edit. When editing this new policy, we need to expand Computer Configuration, Policies, Windows Settings, Security Settings, System Services, and in the right pane, we're going to scroll down till we see Windows Remote Management, WS Management, and choose Properties. Within the Windows Remote Management Properties, we're going to select the checkbox Define this policy setting, and then select Automatic. Click Apply and OK. Then expand Computer Configuration, Policies, Administrative Templates Policy, Network Connections, Windows Firewall, and selecting Domain Profile. On the right pane, right-click Windows Firewall Default Inbound Port Connections and edit. Click the Enable button so we may define our inbound port exceptions. Once Enable is selected, click the Show button. Within the Show Contents window, we can define our port exceptions. You can populate the first value with the attributes here. 5986 for secure communications, TCP protocol, asterisk for all hosts, enabling it for WinRM. When complete, press the OK button. Click Apply and OK to save. Now that the GPO is complete for our HTTP listener, we need to configure our HTTPS listener. Create this new policy for the HTTPS listener in Group Policy Management. Right-click Group Policy Objects and select New. Give this new GPO a name and select OK. Let's right-click on our new HTTPS listener GPO and edit. When editing our new GPO for the HTTPS listener config, we need to expand Computer Configuration, Policies, Windows Settings, and clicking Scripts. This is going to be a startup script. Let's double click on that. Within the Startup Properties window, select PowerShell Scripts tab and click the Add button. Here we need to provide a script name and the script parameters, PowerShell, Execution Policy Bypass. Once you have filled out those 2 fields, click the Browse button. Once you click on the Browse button, Windows Explorer will open to the sysfile location for this policy. You can simply right-click in the right pane, click New Text Document. Here we change the new text file's name to the exact name entered into the script name field a couple slides ago. If you receive a notice about file name extension change, click Yes to save. Once the naming of your new file is complete and saved, right-click on it and edit. You may receive a security warning when trying to open the file. Click Open. Your default editor for PS1 files will now open. The default for me is PowerShell ISE. Regardless of your editor, populate this new config file with the following entries. The first enables HTTPS transport for WinRM. The second line configures max memory per shell in megabytes. Per Puppet documentation was 1 gig, and it's set as so. And then it sets certificate true for both the client and the service auth portion of the WinRM configuration. Once your entries from the previous slide are saved, click Open. Click OK to bind this script to the HTTPS listener config GPO. You should now find yourself back on the Startup Properties window. Before clicking Apply and OK, choose Run Windows PowerShell Scripts last from the For this GPO Run Scripts in the following order dropdown. And with that, everything is configured for successful Puppet discovery over HTTPS using WinRM. All that's needed is to link the GPOs recreated to the server's OU. Let's go link those GPOs now. Within Group Policy Management, I am clicking on the server's OU, highlighting the 3 GPOs that we created during this demonstration, clicking OK. We can now see that the 3 GPOs are linked to the server's OU. The GPOs I linked to the server's OU contain the following computers: ADCS00 and PDWin. Now for the moment of truth. Let's inspect the WinRM settings of the servers in the server's OU before and after the GPOs are applied. Here we can see a before and after of the WinRM credentials on ADCS00. On the left, we have certificate false and a certificate thumbprint of null. On the after, we have a certificate true and a certificate thumbprint is populated from the auto-enrollment. A similar outcome can be seen for the PDWin hosts, and WinRM was not configured at all, and then the after of certificate true and the certificate thumbprint. Only after a reboot can we see the WinRM service is set to true and their certificate is active for use with Puppet Discovery. This is due to the GPO having a startup script. Within the Puppet Discovery console, we can now see that 2 Windows hosts are identified and an example of a couple of quick details detected. In closing, one may ask, why is this important? I would like to point out the Microsoft WinRM security documentation when utilizing the NTLM protocol. Specifically, that the NTLM protocol does not guarantee server identity. Thus, using NTLM alone leaves an attack surface open for impersonation. However, If configured when using NTLM in combination with SSL certificates, you can guarantee both the user and server identity are secured and trusted. And with that, I believe my time is up. I hope whomever watching has found this useful. And if you have any questions or would like to request a copy of the slides from this stream, please find me within the Puppet community on Slack. Thank you.